Mastering door-to-door marketing presentation. Introduction to door-to-door marketing. Importance of door-to-door sales. 1. Personal interaction. Door-to-door sales provide a unique opportunity for direct, face-to-face interaction with potential customers. This personal connection can build trust, create a more engaging experience, and allow the salesperson to tailor their pitch to the individual's needs and preferences. 2. Immediate feedback. Sales representatives can receive instant feedback from potential customers, which can help them adjust their sales strategy on the spot. This real-time interaction can lead to higher conversion rates compared to other forms of marketing. 3. Building relationships. Door-to-door sales can establish long-lasting relationships with customers. The personal touch often leads to higher customer satisfaction and loyalty, as people appreciate the effort taken to meet them in person. 4. Reaching a targeted audience. This method allows businesses to target specific demographics or geographic areas effectively. Sales teams can focus on neighborhoods or communities where the product or service is most likely to be needed, increasing the chances of making a sale. 5. Differentiation from competitors. In an age where digital marketing dominates, door-to-door sales can differentiate a company from its competitors. The physical presence of a salesperson can create a memorable impression that sets a brand apart. 2. The role of door-to-door marketing in direct sales. 1. Direct customer engagement. Door-to-door marketing plays a crucial role in directly engaging customers. It allows sales representatives to address customer queries, concerns, and objections immediately, leading to a more persuasive sales process. 2. Market penetration. It is an effective strategy for penetrating new markets or expanding the customer base in existing markets. By physically reaching out to potential customers, businesses can introduce their products or services to people who may not be reached through other marketing channels. Personalized selling. Salespeople can tailor their approach to each individual, making the sales pitch more relevant and compelling. This personalization is often more effective than generalized advertising or online marketing campaigns. 4. Data collection and market research. Through door-to-door interactions, businesses can gather valuable data about customer preferences, buying behaviors, and feedback. This information can be used to refine products, marketing strategies, and sales techniques. 5. Immediate conversion. One of the main advantages of door-to-door marketing is the potential for immediate sales conversion. Unlike other forms of marketing where there is a delay between interest and purchase, door-to-door sales can result in on-the-spot transactions. 3. Primary goals of door-to-door marketing. 1. Generating leads. The primary goal is often to generate qualified leads. By engaging directly with potential customers, sales teams can identify those who are genuinely interested in the product or service. 2. Closing sales. Another key goal is to close sales during the visit. This requires effective communication, persuasive selling techniques, and the ability to handle objections. 3. Brand awareness. Door-to-door marketing also aims to increase brand awareness. Even if a sale is not made immediately, the interaction can leave a lasting impression, making customers more likely to consider the brand in the future. 4. Building customer relationships. Establishing and nurturing relationships with customers is a crucial goal. Positive experiences during door-to-door visits can lead to repeat business, referrals, and long-term customer loyalty. 5. Collecting feedback. Gathering feedback directly from customers is another important goal. This feedback can provide insights into customer needs, preferences, and potential areas for improvement in the product or service. Preparing for door-to-door sales. 1. Preparation before visits. 1. Research and knowledge gathering. Product service knowledge. Thoroughly understand the product or service you are selling. Be prepared to answer any questions and provide detailed information about its features, benefits, and competitive advantages. Market research. Understand the market you are entering, including competitors, customer needs, and any potential challenges. This will help in tailoring your approach during the visits. Customer demographics. Familiarize yourself with the demographics of the area you'll be visiting. Knowing the age, income level, and interests of potential customers can help tailor your approach. 2. Route planning. Efficient route mapping. Plan your route in advance to maximize the number of visits within a specific time frame. This reduces travel time and increases the number of potential interactions. Prioritize high potential areas. Focus on neighborhoods or areas that are more likely to have customers interested in your product or service. This could be based on previous sales data, local events, or specific community characteristics. 3. Materials and presentation. Sales kit preparation. Prepare all necessary materials, including brochures, product samples, business cards, and any other promotional materials that may be required during the visit. Presentation tools. Ensure you have any technology or tools needed for your presentation, such as a tablet for digital demonstrations, videos, or a presentation deck. Make sure everything is fully charged and in working order. 4. Mental and physical preparation. Role-playing. Practice your pitch with a colleague or in front of a mirror to refine your delivery. Consider potential objections or questions and prepare responses. Attire and appearance. Dress appropriately for the area and the type of customers you will be visiting. Your appearance should be professional and reflect the image of the company you represent. Mindset. Prepare mentally for the day, staying positive and motivated. Door-to-door sales can be challenging, so maintaining a resilient and optimistic attitude is key. 2. Customer analysis and targeting. 1. Identifying target customers. Demographic profiling. Identify the ideal customer based on factors such as age, gender, income level, occupation, and lifestyle. This helps in targeting households that are more likely to be interested in your product or services. Psychographic analysis. Understand the attitudes, values, and interests of your target customers. This allows for a more personalized approach, as you can align your pitch with what matters most to them. Past behavior analysis. If available, use data from previous sales or interactions to identify customers who have shown interest in similar products or services. This can guide your targeting strategy. 2. Geographic targeting. Neighborhood selection. Choose neighborhoods based on factors like average household income, proximity to competitors, or historical sales performance. High-density residential areas might be prioritized for higher foot traffic. Community engagement. Target communities where there is a high level of engagement, such as areas with active homeowner associations or frequent local events. These areas often have residents who are more open to new products and services. 3. Customer segmentation. Segment by need. Divide potential customers into segments based on their specific needs or pain points that your product or service can address. For example, if selling home security systems, target areas with higher crime rates or concerns about safety. Behavioral segmentation. Consider the purchasing behavior of your target customers, such as those who are early adopters of new technology or those who prefer eco-friendly products. 4. Personalization of approach. Customized pitch. Based on your analysis, tailor your pitch to address the specific needs and preferences of the target segment. Highlight the aspects of your product or service that align with their values or solve a problem they face. Cultural sensitivity. Be aware of cultural or regional differences that may affect how your pitch is received. Adjust your language, tone, and examples to resonate better with the local audience. 3. Crafting an effective pitch. 1. Structure of the pitch. Introduction. Start with a friendly and engaging introduction. Mention who you are, the company you represent, and briefly explain why you are visiting. Establishing rapport early on is crucial. Problem statement. identify a common problem or need that your product or service addresses. This should be something that resonates with the customer's daily life or concerns. Solution presentation. Clearly and concisely present your product or service as the solution to the identified problem. Highlight the key features, benefits, and any unique selling propositions. Evidence and proof. Provide evidence to support your claims. This could include customer testimonials, case studies, demonstrations, or statistics. Showing proof builds credibility and trust. Call to action. End with a strong call to action, encouraging the customer to make a decision. This could be setting up a follow-up appointment, signing up for a trial, or making a purchase on the spot. 2. Personalization and adaptability. Tailored messaging. Personalize your pitch based on the customer's specific needs, preferences, and concerns. Use the information you gathered during the customer analysis to make the pitch more relevant. Adaptability. Be prepared to adapt your pitch in real time based on the customer's reactions. If they seem interested in a particular feature, focus on that. If they raise objections, address them directly and confidently. 3. Emotional appeal. Connect emotionally. Use stories, analogies, or examples that evoke an emotional response. People are often motivated by emotional factors, so connecting on this level can increase the chances of a successful sale. Building trust. Establish trust by being honest, transparent, and genuine. Customers are more likely to buy from someone they feel is trustworthy and has their best interests in mind. 4. Handling objections. Anticipate common objections. Be prepared to address common objections such as price, need, or timing. Have responses ready that turn these objections into opportunities. Listen and empathize. When objections arise, listen carefully and empathize with the customer's concerns. Acknowledge their point of view before providing a solution that alleviates their concerns. Closing techniques. Assumptive close. Act as if the customer has already made the decision to buy and guide them through the next steps, such as completing the order or scheduling a follow-up. Urgency close. Create a sense of urgency by highlighting limited time offers, discounts, or other incentives. This encourages the customer to act quickly rather than delaying the decision. Alternative close. Offer the customer a choice between 2 or more options, both of which lead to a positive outcome for you. For example, would you prefer the standard package or the premium package? Crafting your sales pitch. 1. Delivering a clear and concise message. 1. Clarity and communication. Use simple language. Avoid jargon or overly technical terms that might confuse the customer. Instead, use straightforward language that anyone can understand. Be direct. Get to the point quickly. The average attention span is short, so make sure your key message is delivered within the first minute of your conversation. Stay focused. Stick to the main points and avoid veering off into unrelated topics. This helps maintain the customer's attention and keeps the message impactful. 2. Structured presentation. Start with a hook. Begin with a compelling statement or question that grabs attention. This could be a surprising fact, a common problem, or an intriguing benefit of your product or service. Follow a logical flow. Organize your message in a way that makes logical sense, moving from problem identification to solution presentation and ending with a call to action. Summarize key points. At the end of your pitch, briefly summarize the main benefits or features to reinforce your message and ensure the customer remembers the most important aspects. 3. Consistency in messaging. Practice your pitch. Rehearse your message multiple times to ensure consistency in how you deliver it. This helps in maintaining clarity and confidence during actual customer interactions. Align with brand values. Make sure your message is consistent with your company's brand values and messaging. This builds trust and reinforces brand identity. 4. Nonverbal communication. Body language. Maintain open and positive body language. Eye contact, a friendly smile, and an approachable posture can make your message more engaging and trustworthy. Tone of voice. Use a clear and confident tone. Vary your pitch and pace to emphasize key points and ensure your enthusiasm for the product or service comes through. 2. Focusing on solving customer problems. 1. Problem identification. Ask the right questions. Start by asking questions to understand the customer's needs, challenges, or pain points. This helps in identifying the specific problem that your product or service can solve. Active listening. Pay close attention to the customer's responses. Active listening allows you to pick up on key details that will help you tailor your solution more effectively. Empathy. Show empathy by acknowledging the customer's challenges and expressing a genuine desire to help solve them. This builds rapport and trust. 2. Tailoring the solution. Customize your offer. Based on the customer's specific problem, highlight the features of your product or service that directly address their needs. This makes your proposal more relevant and appealing. Benefit-focused presentation. Emphasize the benefits rather than just the features. Explain how your product or service will improve the customer's life or business, making it easier for them to see its value. Use examples. Provide real-life examples or case studies where your product or service has successfully solved similar problems for other customers. This adds credibility to your solution. 3. Value proposition. Highlight unique selling points. Clearly articulate what makes your product or service better than competitors in solving the customer's problem. This could be in terms of quality, efficiency, cost effectiveness, or other factors. Demonstrate ROI. If applicable, show the potential return on investment or ROI the customer can expect from using your product or service. This could be in the form of cost savings, time savings, or increased revenue. 4. Overcoming objections. Anticipate concerns. Be prepared for common objections related to cost, complexity, or necessity. Frame your response in a way that reaffirms how your product or service solves their specific problem. Turn objections into opportunities. Use objections as a way to further demonstrate your understanding of the customer's needs and provide additional reassurance about your solution. 3. Persuasive proposal techniques. 1. Building credibility. Social proof. Include testimonials, reviews, or endorsements from satisfied customers. Mention awards or certifications that add credibility to your product or service. Expertise and experience. Highlight your company's experience and expertise in the field. If possible, share success stories from other clients that demonstrate your ability to deliver results. Transparency. Be honest about what your product or service can and cannot do. Transparency builds trust, and customers are more likely to be persuaded by someone they believe is trustworthy. Emotional appeal. Storytelling. Use storytelling to create an emotional connection. Share a story about how your product or service positively impacted someone's life or business, making it relatable and memorable. Address fears and desires. Identify the customer's fears, e.g., missing out on a great opportunity, and desires, e.g., achieving a specific goal, and address them directly in your proposal. Emotional triggers are powerful motivators. 3. Logical reasoning. Present facts and data. Use data, statistics, and factual evidence to support your claims. Logical reasoning appeals to customers who prioritize practical, evidence-based decisions. Cost-benefit analysis. Provide a clear comparison of the costs versus the benefits of your product or service. Show how the benefits outweigh the costs, making the decision easier for the customer. 4. Creating urgency. Time-sensitive offers. Introduce limited time offers, discounts, or bonuses to encourage immediate action. The fear of missing out can be a strong motivator. Scarcity principle. If applicable, mention the limited availability of your product or service. This can create a sense of scarcity, prompting customers to act quickly to secure the offer. 5. Closing the deal. Summarize benefits. Recap the key benefits of your product or service, emphasizing how it solves the customer's problem. This reinforces the value proposition just before you ask for the sale. Ask for the sale. Be confident and direct when closing the deal. For example, ask, "Shall we go ahead and get this started today?" This prompts the customer to make a decision rather than leaving it open-ended. Provide easy next steps. Make it easy for the customer to proceed by clearly outlining the next steps. Whether it's signing a contract, making a payment, or scheduling a follow-up, ensure the process is straightforward. Understanding customer needs. 1. Analyzing customer requirements. 1. Conducting needs assessment. Ask probing questions. Start by asking open-ended questions to get the customer talking about their needs, preferences, and challenges. For example, what are your biggest concerns when it comes to relevant topic? Listen actively. Pay close attention to the customer's responses, not just the words, but also the tone and body language. Active listening helps you pick up on unspoken needs or concerns that the customer may have. Clarify and confirm. Repeat back what the customer has said in your own words to ensure understanding. For example, "So, if I understand correctly, you're looking for a solution that helps with specific need." 2. Gathering relevant information. Identify key requirements. Determine the specific requirements the customer has, such as budget constraints, desired features, or specific outcomes they want to achieve. Prioritize these based on importance to the customer. Understand decision criteria. Find out what factors are most important to the customer when making a decision. This could be cost, ease of use, long-term benefits, or support and service. Document findings. Keep detailed notes on the customer's requirements. This information will be crucial when tailoring your proposal and ensuring that you address all the key points in your pitch. 3. Analyzing fit and feasibility. Assess compatibility. Evaluate how well your product or service aligns with the customer's requirements. Identify areas where there's a strong fit and where there might be gaps. Identify customization needs. Determine if any customization or adjustments are necessary to meet the customer's specific requirements. This might involve modifying the product, offering additional services, or creating a tailored package. Evaluate long-term alignment. Consider how your product or service can grow with the customer's needs over time. Highlight any features that offer scalability or adaptability as their needs evolve. 2. Identifying issues customers face. 1. Problem discovery. Explore pain points. Ask questions that uncover the customer's pain points. For example, what challenges are you currently facing with your current solution? Or, what would you like to improve in your current setup? Look for frustrations. Identify areas where the customer is dissatisfied or frustrated with their current situation. This could be related to product performance, customer service, or the complexity of a process. Understand the impact. Ask about the consequences of the problem they're facing. For instance, how is this issue affecting your daily operations or personal life? Understanding the impact helps you gauge the urgency and importance of finding a solution. 2. Analyzing root causes. Diagnose the problem. Dig deeper to understand the root causes of the issues that the customer is facing. Ask follow-up questions like, "Why do you think this problem is happening?" Or, "Have you identified any specific reasons behind this challenge?" Consider external factors. Take into account any external factors that might be contributing to the problem, such as market conditions, competition, or technological changes. Identify patterns. Look for patterns in the customer's issues that could indicate systemic problems or recurring challenges. This can help you offer more comprehensive solutions. 3. Prioritizing issues. Rank by urgency. Work with the customer to prioritize their issues based on urgency and impact. Focus on the most pressing problems that need immediate attention. Evaluate solvability. Assess which problems can be quickly and effectively solved with your product or service. This helps in setting realistic expectations and ensuring customer satisfaction. Align with customer goals. Ensure that the issues you prioritize align with the customer's overall goals. For example, if their primary goal is to reduce costs, prioritize problems related to inefficiencies or unnecessary expenses. 3. Building trust by offering solutions. 1. Presenting tailored solutions. Customize your offer. Based on the customer's requirements and identified issues, tailor your solution to directly address their specific needs. Highlight how your product or service can solve their problems. Use relevant examples. Provide case studies or examples of how your solution has helped other customers with similar issues. This builds credibility and shows that your solution has a proven track record. Be transparent. Be honest about what your product or service can and cannot do. If there are any limitations, discuss them up front and offer alternative solutions or workarounds. 2. Building credibility. Leverage testimonials. Share testimonials or reviews from satisfied customers who faced similar challenges. This social proof can be very persuasive and help build trust. Demonstrate expertise. Position yourself as an expert by sharing insights, industry knowledge, or tips that are valuable to the customer. This not only builds trust, but also shows that you are genuinely interested in helping them succeed. Offer guarantees. If possible, offer a satisfaction guarantee or a risk-free trial. This reduces the perceived risk for the customer and can make them more comfortable moving forward with your solution. 3. Engaging in a collaborative approach. Involve the customer in solution design. Encourage the customer to participate in the process of designing the solution. Ask for their input and feedback to ensure the final proposal fully meets their needs. Address concerns proactively. Actively address any concerns or objections the customer may have. Show empathy and understanding and offer reassurance by explaining how your solution mitigates these concerns. Commit to follow up. After presenting your solution, commit to following up with the customer to ensure they are satisfied with the implementation and that their issues have been resolved. This ongoing support builds long-term trust and loyalty. 4. Focus on long-term benefits. Highlight longevity. Emphasize the long-term benefits and sustainability of your solution. Show how it not only solves immediate problems, but also provides ongoing value. Encourage feedback. Let the customer know that you are open to feedback and will continue to work with them to ensure the solution remains effective as their needs evolve. Build a relationship. Focus on building a long-term relationship rather than just making a one-time sale. By showing genuine interest in the customer's success, you establish trust and increase the likelihood of repeat business and referrals. Handling objections. 1. Responding positively to objections. Stay calm and open-minded. Maintain composure. When a customer raises an objection, stay calm and composed. Responding defensively can create tension, so it's important to approach objections with an open and positive attitude. Show appreciation. Thank the customer for sharing their concerns. This shows that you value their input and are interested in understanding their perspective. For example, I appreciate you bringing that up. It's important to address any concerns you have. 2. Listen actively. Focus on understanding. Listen carefully to the customer's objection without interrupting. Make sure you fully understand their concern before responding. This demonstrates respect and shows that you are genuinely interested in their point of view. Clarify the objection. If the objection is unclear, ask follow-up questions to clarify. For example, could you explain a bit more about what concerns you regarding the pricing? This helps ensure that you're addressing the correct issue. 3. Acknowledge and validate. Acknowledge the concern. Start your response by acknowledging the customer's concern. This helps to validate their feelings and makes them feel heard. For example, I understand that cost is an important factor for you. Show empathy. Express empathy by relating to their situation. This builds rapport and trust. For example, I can see why you might be cautious about investing in a new service, especially when budgeting is tight. 4. Respond with solutions. Offer a relevant solution. Address the objection by providing a solution or an alternative that aligns with the customer's needs. For example, if they're concerned about price, you could discuss financing options, discounts, or value-added benefits. Use evidence. Support your response with facts, data, or testimonials. For example, many of our clients had similar concerns, but they found that the long-term savings outweighed the initial investment. 5. Turn objections into opportunities. Reframe the objection. Sometimes an objection can be reframed as a positive aspect of your offering. For example, if a customer thinks a product feature is too complex, you could highlight how it provides greater functionality and flexibility. Use objections to clarify. Use the objection as an opportunity to clarify any misconceptions or to provide additional information. For example, I'm glad you mentioned the setup process. Let me explain how our team supports you every step of the way to make it seamless. Handling objections. 2. Strategies for addressing common concerns. 1. Price concerns. Highlight value. Focus on the value your product or service delivers rather than just the cost. Explain how the benefits, quality, or long-term savings justify the price. For example, while the upfront cost is higher, our product will save you money in the long run by reducing maintenance costs. Offer flexible payment options. If possible, provide flexible payment plans, discounts, or bundled offers that make the purchase more manageable. For example, we offer a payment plan that allows you to spread the cost over several months without interest. 2. Product service fit. Tailor the solution. If a customer is concerned about whether the product or service fits their needs, offer to customize or tailor it to better meet their requirements. For example, we can adjust the service package to include only the features you'll use most. Provide demos or trials. Offer a free trial, demo, or pilot program so the customer can experience the product or service before making a commitment. For example, why don't we set up a trial for you to see how it works in your environment? 3. Timing concerns. Create a sense of urgency. Explain why acting now could be beneficial, such as taking advantage of a limited time offer or avoiding future price increases. For example, this promotion is only available for the next 2 weeks, so now is the perfect time to take advantage. Be flexible with timing. Offer to work around the customer's schedule or provide options for delayed implementation. For example, we can schedule the installation at a time that works best for you, even if it's a few months from now. 4. Risk and uncertainty. Offer guarantees. Provide guarantees or warranties that reduce the perceived risk. For example, we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try our product with no risk. Share success stories. Use testimonials, case studies, or references to show how other customers have successfully used your product or service, reducing their fears. For example, here's a case study of a client who had similar concerns but saw great results within 3 months. 3. Communication techniques to build trust. 1. Transparency and honesty. Be open about limitations. Clearly communicate what your product or service can and cannot do. Being upfront about limitations helps build credibility. For example, while our solution is great for X, it might not be the best fit for Y. Avoid overpromising. Ensure that your claims are realistic and achievable. Overpromising can lead to disappointment and erode trust. Instead, underpromise and overdeliver to exceed customer expectations. 2. Consistent and clear communication. Regular updates. Keep the customer informed throughout the sales process, from initial contact to post-sale follow-up. Consistent communication helps build a sense of reliability. For example, I'll check in with you next week to see how everything is going and answer any additional questions. Clear and simple language. Avoid jargon and speak in a way that is easy for the customer to understand. This reduces confusion and builds confidence in your ability to meet their needs. 3. Active listening. Paraphrase and reflect. Repeat back what the customer has said in your own words to show that you are listening and to confirm understanding. For example, so what I'm hearing is that you're looking for a solution that integrates with your current system. Ask clarifying questions. If something is unclear, ask the customer to elaborate. This not only shows that you're engaged, but also helps you gather the information needed to provide the best solution. 4. Empathy and personalization. Understand their perspective. Put yourself in the customer's shoes and acknowledge their feelings or concerns. This helps in creating a connection and shows that you genuinely care about their situation. For example, I can imagine how frustrating it must be to deal with that issue. Let's find a way to solve it together. Personalized solutions. Tailor your recommendations to the specific needs and circumstances of the customer. Personalization shows that you've taken the time to understand their unique situation. For example, based on what you've told me, I think this particular feature will be especially useful for your business. 5. Building rapport. Find common ground. Establish a personal connection by finding common interests or experiences. This can make the interaction more comfortable and less transactional. For example, I noticed you mentioned you're from Chicago. I actually lived there for a few years. Such a great city. Use positive body language. Smile, maintain eye contact, and use open gestures to create a warm and inviting atmosphere. Positive body language helps build rapport and makes the customer feel more at ease. 6. Following through. Deliver on promises. Always follow through on what you've promised, whether it's providing additional information, scheduling a follow-up, or delivering a product. Reliability is key to building long-term trust. Check in after the sale. After the transaction, reach out to ensure that the customer is satisfied and to offer any additional support. This shows that you care about their experience beyond just making the sale. Building rapport with customers. 1. Importance of first impressions. 1. Setting the tone for the relationship. Initial perception. The first impression you make sets the tone for the entire relationship with the customer, whether it's in person, over the phone, or via email. The way you present yourself initially can shape the customer's expectations and attitudes toward you and your product or service. Creating a positive start. A positive first impression can lead to a smoother and more productive interaction. It can open the door to trust, collaboration, and a willingness to engage further. 2. Building credibility and trust early. Professionalism. Demonstrating professionalism in your appearance, communication, and behavior can immediately establish you as a credible and trustworthy partner. Being punctual, well-prepared, and respectful are key factors in making a strong first impression. Confidence and competence. Showing confidence in your product or service, along with competence in your field, helps reassure the customer that they are dealing with someone who knows what they are doing. This can be particularly important in sales, where the customer needs to feel that they are in capable hands. 3. Differentiation from competitors. Unique value proposition. A strong first impression can help differentiate you from competitors. By clearly and concisely communicating your unique value proposition, you can capture the customer's interest and make them more inclined to choose you over others. Memorable interaction. Making a memorable first impression through a combination of professionalism, warmth, and insight can leave a lasting impact. This can make the customer more likely to remember you when it comes time to making a purchasing decision. 2. Establishing trust and relationships. Building trust through transparency, honesty, and integrity. Being honest about your product's capabilities, limitations, and pricing builds trust. customers are more likely to trust and do business with someone who is upfront and transparent, even if it means discussing potential drawbacks. Consistent communication. Regular and consistent communication helps build trust over time. Keeping the customer informed about progress, changes, or any issues shows that you are reliable and that you value their business. 2. Personalizing the experience. Understanding customer needs. Taking the time to understand the customer's unique needs, preferences, and challenges allows you to tailor your approach and solutions. This personalization demonstrates that you care about them as individuals, not just as another sale. Showing empathy. Demonstrating empathy by acknowledging the customer's feelings, concerns, and aspirations helps in establishing a strong emotional connection. Empathy fosters a sense of an understanding and shared goals, which is fundamental to building trust. 3. Delivering on promises. Reliability. Trust is built when you consistently deliver on what you promise, whether it's meeting deadlines, providing a certain level of service, or achieving the outcomes discussed. Reliability is key to maintaining trust. Follow through. After committing to something, following through with action reinforces trust. This could involve following up after a meeting, providing additional information, or ensuring the product or service performs as expected. 4. Creating mutual respect. Active listening. Listening carefully to the customer's needs, concerns, and feedback shows respect for their opinions and fosters a collaborative relationship. It also demonstrates that you value their input and are willing to adapt based on their needs. Respecting boundaries. Understanding and respecting the customer's boundaries, such as preferred communication methods or decision-making processes, helps in building a relationship based on mutual respect. 3. Maintaining long-term customer relationships. 1. Regular and meaningful communication. Stay connected. Maintaining regular communication with customers, even after the initial sale, is crucial for long-term relationship building. This could be through follow-up emails, phone calls, newsletters, or in-person visits. Provide value. Ensure that your communication is meaningful by providing value, such as sharing industry insights, offering tips on how to get the most out of your product, or notifying them of new features or services that could benefit them. 2. Consistent customer support. Responsive service. Providing consistent, high-quality customer support is essential for maintaining long-term relationships. Quick and effective responses to any issues or questions show that you care about the customer's ongoing experience. Proactive problem solving. Be proactive in identifying potential issues before they become problems. Offering solutions or improvements before the customer even asks can demonstrate your commitment to their satisfaction and long-term success. 3. Showing appreciation. Recognize loyalty. Acknowledge and reward customer loyalty. This could be through discounts, special offers, or personalized thank you messages. Showing appreciation makes customers feel valued and encourages continued business. Celebrate milestones. Recognize important milestones in the customer's journey, such as anniversaries of your partnership or the achievement of specific goals using your product or service. This personal touch can strengthen the emotional bond. 4. Adapting to changing needs. Evolve with the customer. As your customer's needs and circumstances change, it's important to adapt your offerings and approach accordingly. This might involve introducing new products or services, adjusting your service model, or providing additional training or support. Solicit feedback. Regularly ask for feedback to understand how you can better meet the customer's needs. Implementing their suggestions not only improves your offerings, but also shows that you value their input and are committed to their success. 5. Building a partnership. Long-term focus. Shift the focus from simply making sales to building a long-term partnership. This involves understanding the customer's long-term goals and working collaboratively to help them achieve those objectives. Be a trusted advisor. Position yourself as a trusted advisor rather than just a vendor. Offer strategic advice, share industry trends, and provide insights that can help the customer make informed decisions beyond just purchasing your products or services. Effective communication techniques. 1. Active listening skills. 1. Paying full attention. Focus on the speaker. Give the person your full attention without distractions. This means putting away your phone, closing your laptop, and maintaining eye contact. Showing that you're fully engaged demonstrates respect and signals that what they're saying is important. Avoid interrupting. Let the speaker finish their thoughts without interruption. Interrupting can disrupt the flow of conversation and make the speaker feel undervalued. If you need to clarify something, wait for a natural pause. 2. Reflective listening. Paraphrase. After the speaker has finished, summarize what they've said in your own words to confirm understanding. For example, so, if I understand correctly, you're concerned about the timeline for this project. Clarify. If something isn't clear, ask questions to clarify. This could be as simple as, could you explain what you mean by... Clarifying shows that you're actively trying to understand their perspective. 3. Demonstrating empathy. Acknowledge emotions. Recognize and validate the speaker's feelings. For example, I can see that this situation is really frustrating for you. Acknowledging emotions helps to build rapport and trust. Show understanding. Use phrases that show empathy and understanding, such as, I understand how important this is to you, or I can see why that would be challenging. Providing feedback. Nod and smile. Use simple gestures like nodding and smiling to show that you're following along and understanding the speaker's point. These gestures encourage the speaker to continue sharing. Verbal affirmations. Use short phrases like, I see, I understand, or that makes sense to let the speaker know that you're engaged. These verbal cues help to keep the conversation flowing. 2. Nonverbal communication. Body language. Posture. Maintain an open and confident posture. Sitting up straight, facing the speaker, and keeping your arms uncrossed signal that you're engaged and receptive. Gestures. Use natural hand gestures to emphasize points when you speak, but avoid overdoing it. Gestures can help convey enthusiasm and reinforce your message. 2. Eye contact. Direct eye contact. Maintain appropriate eye contact to show that you're focused on the conversation. This demonstrates confidence and attentiveness. Be careful not to stare, but also avoid looking away too frequently, as this can signal disinterest or discomfort. Balanced interaction. If you're in a group setting, make sure to distribute your eye contact among all participants. This helps everyone feel included and respected. 3. Facial expressions. Match your expression to the message. Ensure that your facial expressions align with your message. For example, smile when discussing positive outcomes and adopt a more serious expression when addressing concerns. This consistency helps reinforce your message. Respond to the speaker. React with appropriate facial expressions to what the speaker is saying. Nodding, raising your eyebrows in interest, or showing concern when appropriate can enhance your connection with the speaker. 4. Proximity and space. Respect personal space. Be mindful of the distance between you and the speaker. Standing or sitting too close can make someone uncomfortable, while too much distance can feel disengaging. Adjust your proximity based on cultural norms and the context of the conversation. Mirroring. Subtly mirroring the speaker's posture or gestures can create a sense of rapport and connection. This technique helps to build trust and shows that you're in sync with the person you're communicating with. 3. Clear and persuasive delivery. 1. Organizing your thoughts. Structure your message. Organize your message in a logical sequence, such as starting with the main point, followed by supporting details, and concluding with a call to action. A clear structure helps the listener follow your argument and understand your key points. Use bullet points or lists. When presenting complex information, break it down into bullet points or lists. This makes the content easier to digest and helps the listener retain the key information. 2. Clarity and conciseness. Be direct. Get to the point quickly, without unnecessary filler. Clear and concise communication respects the listener's time and keeps their attention focused. Avoid jargon. Use simple language that your audience can easily understand. Avoid technical jargon or complex terms unless you're certain the listener is familiar with them. 3. Tone and pacing. Modulate your tone. Adjust your tone of voice to match the message you're delivering. For instance, use a calm and steady tone for serious discussions and a more enthusiastic tone when discussing exciting opportunities. Control your pacing. Speak at a moderate pace. Too fast can overwhelm the listener, while too slow can lose their interest. Pause occasionally to let important points sink in and give the listener time to process the information. 4. Persuasion techniques. Use evidence and examples. Support your arguments with data, facts, or real-life examples. This adds credibility to your message and helps to persuade the listener. For example, according to our latest report, sales increased by 20% after implementing this strategy. Appeal to emotions. Connect with the listener emotionally by addressing their concerns, aspirations, or values. For instance, I know this decision impacts your team, but this approach will not only streamline processes, but also boost morale by reducing workload. 5. Call to action. Be clear about next steps. End your message with a clear and specific call to action. Whether it's scheduling a follow-up meeting, making a decision, or implementing a plan, provide clear direction on what should happen next. Create urgency. When appropriate, create a sense of urgency to prompt action. For example, to take advantage of this offer, we need to finalize the details by the end of the week. 6. Confidence. Practice and preparation. Confidence in delivery often comes from thorough preparation. Practice your pitch or presentation multiple times until you feel comfortable with the content and delivery. Body language. Use confident body language, such as standing or sitting upright, making steady eye contact, and using purposeful gestures to reinforce your verbal message. Overcoming challenges in door-to-door sales. 1. Strategies for handling rejection. 1. Reframe rejection as feedback. View it as a learning opportunity. Instead of seeing rejection as a personal failure, reframe it as valuable feedback. Ask yourself what you can learn from the experience and how you can improve your approach for next time. Seek constructive criticism. If possible, ask the person who rejected your proposal for specific reasons or suggestions. Understanding their perspective can help you refine your pitch or product. 2. Maintain a positive attitude. Stay optimistic. Remember that rejection is a common part of sales, business, and life in general. Stay positive and focus on the opportunities ahead rather than dwelling on the setback. Practice resilience. Build resilience by reminding yourself of past successes and recognizing that each rejection brings you closer to a future success. Resilience is about bouncing back quickly and keeping your long-term goals in sight. 3. Don't take it personally. Separate the outcome from your self-worth. Understand that rejection often reflects the situation, timing, or specific needs of the customer, not your personal value. Keep your self-esteem intact by not internalizing the rejection. Acknowledge your effort. Appreciate the effort you put into the situation, even if the outcome wasn't what you wanted. Recognizing your hard work helps maintain your confidence and motivation. 4. Use rejection as motivation. Turn setbacks into fuel. Use the energy from rejection to motivate yourself to improve and succeed in the future. Channel your disappointment into refining your strategies and working even harder toward your goals. Set new goals. After a rejection, set new achievable goals that will keep you moving forward. Breaking down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks can help rebuild momentum. 5. Move on quickly. Don't dwell on the rejection. Allow yourself a brief moment to process the rejection, then move on to the next opportunity. The quicker you shift your focus to the next task, the less power the rejection will have over you. Keep a full pipeline. In sales, maintaining a full pipeline of prospects ensures that a single rejection doesn't have a disproportionate impact. The more opportunities you have in play, the easier it is to move on from any single rejection. 2. Communicating with difficult customers. 1. Stay calm and professional. Manage your emotions. When dealing with a difficult customer, it's crucial to stay calm and not let their negativity affect your composure. Take a deep breath and approach the situation with a clear, level-headed mindset. Maintain professionalism. Even if the customer becomes aggressive or rude, maintain your professionalism. Responding calmly and respectfully can help de-escalate the situation and shows that you're in control. Practice active listening. Let them vent. Allow the customer to express their frustrations slowly before you respond. Interrupting or dismissing concerns can exacerbate the situation. By listening without interruption, you show that you value their perspective. Acknowledge their feelings. Validate their emotions by acknowledging their frustration or disappointment. For example, I understand why you're upset, and I'm here to help resolve this issue. 3. Find common ground. Agree where you can. Find points of agreement to show that you're on their side. For example, I agree that this situation is not ideal, and I want to work with you to find a solution. Shift the focus to solutions. Once you've acknowledged their concerns, guide the conversation toward finding a solution. Ask open-ended questions like, what would be the best outcome for you? Or how can we resolve this to your satisfaction? 4. Set boundaries. Stay firm but fair. While it's important to be accommodating, it's also necessary to set clear boundaries if the customer's behavior becomes unreasonable. Politely but firmly state what you can and cannot do. De-escalate tension. If the conversation becomes too heated, consider taking a brief break or suggesting a follow-up conversation at a later time. This gives both parties time to cool down and approach the issue with a clearer mindset. 5. Offer solutions and alternatives. Propose a win-win solution. Look for solutions that address the customer's concerns while aligning with your company's policies. Offering choices or alternatives gives the customer a sense of control and can help diffuse tension. Go the extra mile. Sometimes going above and beyond can turn a difficult situation into a positive one. If possible, offer an extra incentive, discount, or a personalized solution to show the customer that you genuinely care about resolving the issue. 6. Know when to escalate. Recognize when to involve others. If the situation cannot be resolved at your level, don't hesitate to escalate it to a supervisor or manager. Let the customer know that you are taking the concerns seriously and involving someone who can help further. 3. Maintaining motivation and persistence. 1. Set clear, achievable goals. Break down larger goals. Divide long-term goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Achieving these smaller milestones provides a sense of accomplishment and keeps you motivated. Set SMART goals. Ensure your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, or SMART. This clarity gives you a clear roadmap to success and helps maintain focus. 2. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge progress. Take time to celebrate small victories along the way. Recognizing progress, no matter how minor, can boost morale and encourage you to keep pushing forward. Reward yourself. Treat yourself for achieving your goals, whether it's a short break, a favorite snack, or a fun activity. Rewards enforce positive behavior and keep you motivated. 3. Stay positive and focused. Maintain a positive mindset. Focus on the positives in your work and the progress you've made. A positive mindset helps you stay resilient in the face of challenges and keeps you motivated to overcome obstacles. Visualize success. Regularly visualize achieving your goals and the benefits that will come from your hard work. Visualization can be a powerful motivator, keeping your end goal in sight. 4. Build a support system. Seek support from peers. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who encourage you and share your goals. Discussing challenges and successes with peers can provide motivation and new perspectives. Find a mentor. A mentor can offer guidance, support, and motivation when you need it most. They can provide valuable advice and help you stay on track toward your goals. 5. Develop a routine. Create a consistent schedule. Establish a daily routine that includes specific times for work, breaks, and personal time. A consistent routine helps build discipline and keeps you focused on your tasks. Incorporate regular breaks. Regular breaks throughout the day help prevent burnout and maintain your energy levels. Use breaks to recharge and return to your tasks with renewed focus. 6. Embrace challenges as opportunities. See challenges as growth opportunities. View obstacles and challenges as chances to grow and develop new skills. This mindset shift can turn difficulties into opportunities for learning and progress. Persistence pays off. Remember, persistence often leads to success. Keep pushing forward, even when progress seems slow. Each step you take brings you closer to your goal. Reflect and adjust. Regularly review progress. Take time to reflect on your progress and assess whether you're on track to achieve your goals. If you find areas for improvement, adjust your strategy accordingly. Learn from setbacks. When faced with setbacks, analyze what went wrong and how you can improve in the future. Use setbacks as learning experiences to refine your approach and continue moving forward. Time management for door-to-door sales. 1. Choosing optimal times for visits. 1. Understanding customer availability. Know your customer's routine. Research or ask directly about the best times to visit your customers. For businesses, mid-morning or late afternoon might be ideal, avoiding peak busy times. For residential customers, evenings or weekends may be more appropriate. Consider industry norms. Different industries have varying peak times. For example, visiting restaurants outside of meal hours or contacting retail stores during peak shopping hours can ensure you catch decision makers when they're busy. 2. Timing for decision makers. Target key decision makers. Schedule visits when the key decision makers are most likely to be available. For example, early morning visits might be better for executives who prefer to handle important meetings before the day gets busy. Avoiding distractions. Aim to visit when your customer is least likely to be distracted by other responsibilities. Avoid times when they are likely to be in meetings, on calls, or dealing with peak business activities. 3. Consider external factors. Weather and seasonal considerations. Bad weather can affect visit timings, especially in regions where extreme weather is common. Consider seasonal peaks or events that might impact customer availability, such as holidays or industry-specific busy periods. Traffic patterns. Plan visits to avoid peak traffic times, especially in urban areas. This not only saves time, but also ensures you arrive on time and less stressed. 4. Analyzing past success. Review historical data. Analyze previous visit outcomes to identify patterns in successful timing. If certain times consistently yield better results, prioritize these slots for future visits. Trial and error. Experiment with different visit times to see what works best for different types of customers. Over time, you can plan your schedule and optimize visit effectiveness. 2. Planning your day effectively. 1. Prioritizing tasks. Identify high priority visits. Start by identifying which customers or prospects are most likely to result in a successful outcome. Prioritize these visits to ensure you maximize your impact for the day. Use the 80-20 rule. Focus on the 20% of tasks or visits that are likely to generate 80% of your results. This helps you concentrate on high-impact activities and avoid spending too much time on less productive tasks. 2. Creating a balanced schedule. Distribute workload evenly. Spread out your visits and tasks throughout the day to avoid burnout. Ensure that you have enough time between visits for travel, breaks, and unforeseen delays. Include time for preparation. Allocate time for preparing for each visit, including reviewing customer information, preparing materials, and rehearsing your pitch. This preparation time ensures you are well prepared for each meeting. 3. Efficient routing and logistics. Plan your route. Organize your visits to minimize travel by grouping customers in the same area. Use mapping software or apps to plan the most efficient route. Time. Build in buffer time between appointments to account for unexpected delays, such as traffic or longer than expected meetings. This helps prevent a delay from affecting your entire schedule. 4. Review and adjust daily. Start with a morning review. Begin your day with a quick review of your schedule and tasks. Make any necessary adjustments based on new information or priorities that may have emerged. End with an evening recap. At the end of the day, review what was accomplished and what needs to be carried over to the next day. This reflection helps you refine your approach and prepare for tomorrow. 3. Adjusting your visit schedule. 1. Flexibility is key. Be ready to adapt. Unexpected events like cancellations, delays, or urgent customer needs can require changes to your schedule. Stay flexible and be ready to adjust your plans on the fly. Communicate changes promptly. If you need to reschedule a visit, communicate with the customer as early as possible. Offer alternative times that are convenient for them to minimize disruption. 2. Monitoring and adapting to customer needs. Responsive scheduling. If a customer situation changes, be prepared to adjust your visit timing accordingly. For instance, if they suddenly have an urgent issue, you might need to move them up your schedule. Seasonal adjustments. Be mindful of seasonal changes that might impact customer availability or your own ability to travel. Adjust your schedule proactively to account for these variations. 3. Prioritize based on outcomes. Focus on high-value opportunities. If you're faced with a time crunch, prioritize visits that have the highest potential value. This might mean rescheduling lower priority visits for another day. Reassess during the day. As the day progresses, continually reassess your schedule based on how visits are going. If an unexpected opportunity arises, you may need to shift other visits to capitalize on it. 4. Use technology for real-time adjustments. Leverage scheduling apps. Use apps that allow for easy rescheduling and route adjustments in real time. These tools can help you stay organized and make quick changes to your schedule as needed. Track progress digitally. Keep track of completed visits, upcoming appointments, and any changes on a digital calendar CRM tool. This ensures you stay on top of your schedule and can make informed adjustments as the day progresses. 5. Reflect and refine. Analyze what worked. At the end of the day or week, reflect on how well your schedule worked. Identify any patterns where adjustments were frequently needed and consider how to improve your planning. Continuous improvement. Use the insights gained from your daily and weekly reflections to continuously refine your scheduling strategy. Over time, this will lead to a more effective and efficient visit schedule. Legal and ethical considerations. 1. Licensing and permits. Local permits. Many municipalities require door-to-door salespeople to obtain a permit or license before conducting sales. These permits often involve background checks and registration with local authorities. Failing to obtain the necessary permits can result in fines or legal action. State regulations. Some states have specific regulations governing door-to-door sales, including limitations on the hours during which sales can occur. Ensure that you are aware of and comply with both local and state laws. 2. Cooling off periods. Right to cancel. In many countries, consumers are legally entitled to a cooling off period, typically 3 days, during which they can cancel a door-to-door sales contract without penalty. In the U.S., the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, enforces this under the cooling off rule. Providing written notice. Salespeople are often required to provide customers with a written notice of their right to cancel, including clear instructions on how to exercise this right. Failure to do so can result in the transaction being invalidated. 3. Identification and disclosures. Displaying identification. Salespeople may be required to display identification, such as a badge or permit, while conducting door-to-door sales. This helps to reassure customers and ensures compliance with local laws. Disclosing information. Transparency is key in door-to-door sales. Salespeople must clearly disclose their identity, the purpose of the visit, and the nature of the product or service being offered. Misrepresentation or deceptive practices are illegal and can lead to severe penalties. 4. Restrictions on certain products. Prohibited items. Some jurisdictions may prohibit the sale of certain items through door-to-door methods, such as alcohol, tobacco, or firearms. It's important to be aware of any product-specific restrictions in your area. Age-restricted products. If selling age-restricted products, e.g. alcohol or tobacco, ensure that you comply with age verification laws and do not sell to minors. 5. Respecting no solicitation signs. Adhering to no solicitation policies. Many areas have laws requiring door-to-door salespeople to respect no solicitation signs posted on private property. Ignoring these signs can lead to complaints, fines, or legal action. Company policies. In addition to legal requirements, some companies may have internal policies that require salespeople to adhere to no solicitation signs to maintain a positive reputation. 2. Protecting customer privacy. 1. Data collection and storage. Collecting only necessary information. When collecting customer information, only gather what is necessary for the transaction. Avoid asking for sensitive personal data unless absolutely required. Secure storage. Ensure that any customer information you collect is stored securely. This includes using encrypted databases and restricting access to authorized personnel only. Physical documents should be stored in locked, secure locations. 2. Compliance with data protection laws, GDPR, and similar regulations. If operating in areas governed by data protection regulations like the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, in Europe, you must comply with strict rules on data collection, processing, and storage. This includes obtaining explicit consent before collecting personal data. Consumer privacy laws. In the U.S., laws like the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, require businesses to inform customers about the data being collected and provide them with options to opt out of data collection or request deletion of their data. 3. Customer consent. Obtaining informed consent. Before collecting any personal data, ensure that the customer is fully informed about what information is being collected, how it will be used, and who it will be shared with. Consent must be freely given and not coerced. Respecting opt-out requests. If a customer requests not to have their data collected or used for marketing purposes, their wishes must be respected. Ensure that there are clear and easy ways for customers to opt out. 4. Handling and sharing data. Minimizing data sharing. Only share customer information with third parties when absolutely necessary, such as with service providers who help process orders. Ensure that any third parties you work with are also compliant with data protection laws. Anonymous data use, whenever possible. And anonymize customer data to protect their privacy. especially when using the data for analysis, research, or marketing purposes. 5. Customer communication preferences. Respecting communication preferences. Ask customers how they prefer to be contacted and respect their wishes. For example, if a customer prefers not to be contacted by phone, ensure that their preference is noted and followed. Do not call this. Be aware and comply with all do not call lists or similar regulations that restrict unsolicited communications with customers. 3. Maintaining ethical sales practices. 1. Honest and transparent communication. No misrepresentation. Always provide accurate and truthful information about the product or service being offered. Misleading claims, exaggerations, or omitting important details can lead to legal repercussions and damage your reputation. Full disclosure of terms. Ensure that customers fully understand the terms and conditions of the sale, including any costs, fees, and return policies. Avoid using high-pressure tactics or rushing the customer into a decision. 2. Respecting customer autonomy. Avoiding high-pressure sales tactics. While enthusiasm is important, avoid using aggressive or manipulative tactics to force a sale. Respect the customer's right to make decisions at their own pace. Allowing time for consideration. Give customers the time they need to consider their options, especially for high-value purchases. Offer to follow up at a later time rather than pushing for an immediate decision. 3. Building trust and relationships. Focus on customer needs. Prioritize understanding and addressing the customer needs over simply making a sale. This customer-centric approach helps build long-term trust and loyalty. Follow-up and after-sales service. Provide excellent after-sales service by following up with customers to ensure satisfaction and addressing any issues that arise. Ethical sales practices extend beyond the initial transaction. 4. Avoiding conflict of interest. Transparency in incentives. If you receive any commissions or incentives for selling certain products, disclose this to the customer if relevant. Transparency helps maintain trust and prevents conflicts of interest. Customer-centric recommendations. Always recommend products or services based on the customer's best interests, rather than on the potential for personal gain. 5. Reporting unethical practices. Speak up against misconduct. If you witness unethical behavior in your organization or among peers, report it to the appropriate authorities or management. Upholding ethical standards helps maintain the integrity of the sales profession. Adhere to company ethics policies. Ensure that you are familiar with and adhere to your company's code of ethics or conduct. These policies are in place to guide your behavior and ensure that all sales practices align with legal and ethical standards. Tracking and measuring success. 1. Analyzing visit performance. 1. Tracking key performance indicators, KPIs. Conversion rates. Measure the percentage of visits that result in a sale or successful outcome. This helps evaluate the effectiveness of your sales pitch and overall approach. Follow-up actions. Track the number of follow-ups required to close a sale or address customer needs. This can highlight areas where initial visits could be improved. Time per visit. Analyze the average time spent per visit. If visits are consistently too short or too long, it might indicate inefficiencies in your approach. 2. Reviewing visit outcomes. Success versus failure rates. Compare successful visits to unsuccessful ones to identify patterns or common factors contributing to each outcome. This can help pinpoint strengths and areas for improvement. Customer feedback. Collect and review feedback from customers about their experience during the visit. This can provide insights into aspects that worked well and areas needing adjustment. 3. Analyzing sales metrics. Revenue generated. Track the amount of revenue generated from each visit or set of visits. This helps assess the financial impact of your visits and identify high-value opportunities. Product performance. Evaluate which products or services are most frequently sold during visits. This can guide future product focus and sales strategies. 4. Assessing efficiency, travel time and costs. Measure the time and costs associated with traveling to and from visits. This helps assess whether your route planning is efficient and whether there are opportunities to reduce travel time and expenses. Visit preparation time. Evaluate the time spent preparing for each visit, including researching the customer and preparing materials. Efficient preparation contributes to more effective visits. 2. Setting success metrics. 1. Define clear objectives. Sales goals. Set specific sales targets for each visit, such as the number of units sold or the total revenue generated. Clear sales goals provide a concrete measure of success. Customer engagement. Measure engagement levels during visits, such as the number of meaningful interactions or questions asked. High engagement often correlates with higher success rates. 2. Establish benchmarks. Historical performance. Use past performance data to establish benchmarks for success. Compare current visit performance to historical averages to assess progress. Industry standards. Research industry standards for door-to-door sales. Comparing your metrics to industry norms can help gauge how well you're performing relative to competitors. 3. Develop quantitative and qualitative metrics. Quantitative metrics include numerical targets, such as the number of visits per day, conversion rates, or sales volume. These metrics provide clear, objective measures of success. Qualitative metrics assess qualitative aspects such as customer satisfaction, the effectiveness of communication, and the perceived value of your pitch. These metrics provide a deeper understanding of visit quality. 4. Set short-term and long-term goals. Short-term goals. Establish immediate goals for individual visits or daily performance, such as achieving a certain number of successful sales or securing follow-up appointments. Long-term goals. Define broader objectives for overall sales performance, such as increasing total revenue over a quarter or year. Long-term goals help guide strategic planning and overall success. 3. Utilizing feedback for improvement. 1. Collecting feedback. Customer surveys. Use surveys or feedback forms to gather input from customers after visits. Ask about their experience, the effectiveness of the sales pitch, and any areas for improvement. Self-assessment. Regularly review your own performance by reflecting on what went well and what could be improved. This includes evaluating your pitch, customer interactions, and overall approach. 2. Analyzing feedback. Identify common themes. Look for recurring comments or suggestions from customers. Identifying common themes helps pinpoint specific areas where improvements are needed. Evaluate effectiveness. Assess how feedback correlates with visit outcomes. For example, if customers frequently mention a particular issue, it might be impacting your success rates. 3. Implementing changes. Adjust your approach. Use feedback to refine your sales pitch, communication style, or visit strategies. For example, if customers consistently mention a lack of clarity in your pitch, work on making it more concise and clear. Update materials. Modify or improve sales materials based on customer feedback. Ensure that all materials accurately represent the product and address common customer concerns. 4. Continuous improvement. Ongoing training. Use feedback to identify areas where additional training or skill development might be needed. Regularly invest in training to address any skill gaps. Monitor impact. After implementing changes based on feedback, monitor their impact on visit performance. Evaluate whether the changes lead to improved outcomes and continue to adjust as needed. 5. Encourage open communication. Foster a feedback culture. Encourage open communication with customers and colleagues about performance and areas for improvement. Creating a culture that values feedback helps continuously refine and enhance sales strategies. Act on feedback promptly. Address feedback in a timely manner to show customers that their input is valued and to quickly make necessary adjustments. Case study: successful door-to-door campaign. Campaign overview. A home security company launched a door-to-door sales campaign to increase awareness and drive sales of their new security system in a suburban neighborhood. The goal was to reach 1,000 homes within a month and convert at least 10% of visits into sales. 2. Strategies and tactics used. 1. Pre-campaign preparation. Market research. The company conducted research to identify neighborhoods with higher security concerns and recent crime statistics. This helped in targeting areas where the need for a security system was more pronounced. Sales training. Sales representatives received thorough training on the features of the new security system, effective sales techniques, and handling objections. Role-playing scenarios were used to prepare for common customer concerns. 2. Targeted outreach. Customer segmentation. The campaign focused on targeting households with specific demographics, such as families with young children or older adults, who might be concerned about home security. Personalized approach. Representatives customized their pitches based on the information gathered about the neighborhood and individual households. They used insights from market research to tailor their sales presentations. 3. Scheduling and timing. Optimal timing. Visits were scheduled during late afternoons and early evenings, times when homeowners were more likely to be available and receptive. This timing was chosen based on research indicating that homeowners are more open to discussing home security during these hours. 4. Engaging pitch. Clear messaging. The pitch focused on addressing common security concerns, showcasing the system's unique features and demonstrating how it could solve specific problems. Representatives used a concise, clear, and persuasive presentation. Product demonstrations. Sales reps conducted live demonstrations of the security system's features, such as remote monitoring and instant alerts. Seeing the system in action helped potential customers visualize its benefits. 5. Build trust. Customer testimonials. The campaign included testimonials from satisfied customers in nearby neighborhoods to build credibility and trust. These testimonials were shared both in person and through promotional materials. No pressure approach. Representatives adopted a consultative approach, focusing on understanding the customer's needs rather than using high-pressure tactics. This approach helped build rapport and trust. 6. Follow-up and closing. Scheduled follow-ups. For interested prospects, representatives scheduled follow-up appointments to address further questions and finalize sales. They ensured timely follow-ups to maintain engagement and interest. Special offers. The campaign included limited-time discounts and promotional offers to incentivize quick decision-making and encourage immediate purchases. 3. Results achieved. 1. Sales conversions. Conversion rate. The campaign successfully converted 12% of visits into sales, exceeding the initial goal of 10%. This resulted in a significant increase in new security installations. Sales volume. The campaign led to 120 new installations, generating substantial revenue for the company. 2. Increased brand awareness. Local presence. The campaign helped raise awareness of the company's brand in the targeted neighborhoods, leading to increased local recognition and referrals. 3. Customer satisfaction. Positive feedback. The company received positive feedback from customers regarding the sales process and the product itself. The focus on personalized service and clear communication contributed to high levels of customer satisfaction. 3B. Lessons learned. 1. Importance of targeting. Effective segmentation. Targeting the right neighborhoods and demographics was crucial for the campaign's success. Market research and customer segmentation helped ensure that the campaign reached those most likely to benefit from the product. 2. Training and preparation. Invest in training. Thorough training for sales representatives was essential for delivering a compelling and knowledgeable pitch. Ongoing role-playing and practice helped representatives handle objections effectively and build rapport with potential customers. 3. Timing and scheduling. Optimal timing matters. Scheduling visits during times when homeowners are more likely to be available and receptive proved effective. Understanding local habits and preferences played a significant role in the campaign's success. 4. Building trust. No pressure sales approach. A consultative, no pressure approach helped build trust and foster positive relationships with potential customers. High pressure tactics were avoided to ensure a more comfortable and respectful sales experience. 5. Utilizing customer feedback. Incorporate feedback. Gathering and incorporating customer feedback helped refine the sales pitch and approach. Listening to customer concerns and addressing them directly contributed to the campaign's success. 6. Effective follow-ups. Timely follow-ups. Following up promptly with interested prospects was crucial for closing sales. Ensuring that potential customers receive timely and relevant information helped maintain their interest and facilitate decision-making. Practical exercise. Door-to-door simulation. 1. Practicing a mock door-to-door sales pitch. 1. Setting up the mock pitch. Define the objective. Establish clear goals for the mock pitch, such as practicing a specific sales technique, refining your pitch, or improving your handling of objections. Choose a scenario. Select a scenario that mimics actual sales conditions. This could include customer profiles, such as a cynical homeowner, a busy professional, or an enthusiastic buyer. Prepare materials. Gather all necessary materials for the mock pitch, including a script, product information, and any visual aids or demonstrations you plan to use. 2. Conducting the mock pitch. Role assignment. Assign roles for the mock pitch. One will act as the salesperson, while another person will play the role of the customer. Ensure that both participants are familiar with their roles. Follow a script. Start with a structured script that outlines key points of the pitch, including an introduction, value proposition, and closing statements. This helps ensure that important elements are covered. Adapt and improvise. Allow for flexibility in the pitch. The customer may ask questions or raise objections that were not anticipated. Adapt the pitch accordingly and practice handling unexpected situations. 3. Reviewing and refining. Record the session. If possible, record the mock pitch to review performance later. This allows you to analyze your delivery, tone, and body language. Seek feedback. After the mock pitch, gather feedback from the customer and any observers. Focus on aspects such as clarity, engagement, and effectiveness in addressing customer needs. Identify improvement areas. Analyze the feedback to identify areas for improvement. This might include refining your pitch, adjusting your approach to handling objections, or enhancing your closing techniques. 2. Role-playing exercises and feedback. 1. Structured role-playing. Scenario practice. Create different role-playing scenarios that cover a range of customer responses and situations. This could include enthusiastic customers, hesitant buyers, or difficult objections. Define objectives. For each role-playing exercise, specific objectives, such as improving objection handling or enhancing the ability to build rapport. 2. Interactive exercises. Simulated conversations. Engage in simulated conversations with colleagues or mentors. Practice delivering your pitch, responding to questions, and handling objections in a controlled environment. Peer reviews. Conduct role-playing sessions with peers and provide constructive feedback to each other. Peer reviews can offer different perspectives and valuable insights into your performance. 3. Feedback and reflection. Immediate feedback. After each role-playing session, discuss what went well and what could be improved. Focus on aspects of communication style, engagement level, and effectiveness of the pitch. Reflect on performance. Take time to reflect on the feedback and identify specific actions for improvement. Consider how to address any challenges encountered during the role-playing exercises. 4. Continuous improvement. Repeat exercises. Regularly practice role-playing exercises to continually refine your skills. Repetition helps build confidence and mastery of different sales techniques. Incorporate feedback. Apply the feedback from role-playing exercises to your real-world sales interactions. This ongoing refinement process helps enhance your overall sales performance. 3. Applying techniques in real-world scenarios. 1. Translating practice to real interactions. Implement techniques. Apply the techniques and strategies learned during mock pitches and role-playing exercises to real sales interactions. Focus on areas such as engaging introductions, effective pitching, and hand objections. Monitor results. Track the outcomes of your real-world sales interactions to assess how well the techniques are working. Look for improvements in conversion rates, customer feedback, and overall effectiveness. 2. Adapting to real situations. Adjust based on feedback. Be prepared to adapt your approach based on real-time feedback and observations during actual sales visits. Each customer interaction may present unique challenges and opportunities. Stay flexible. While practice helps build a foundation, remain flexible and responsive during real interactions. Use your practice as a guide, but be ready to adjust based on the specific needs and responses of each customer. 3. Continuous learning. Review performance. Regularly review your performance in real-world scenarios to identify patterns and areas for improvement. Consider what worked well and what could be adjusted for future interactions. Seek ongoing training. Continue to seek opportunities for training and development, such as advanced sales workshops or mentorship. Continuous learning helps you stay updated with the latest techniques and best practices. 4. Reflecting on successes and challenges. Celebrate wins. Acknowledge and celebrate successful sales interactions. Reflect on what contributed to these successes and consider how to replicate them in future interactions. Address challenges. Analyze any challenges or setbacks encountered during real sales visits. Use these experiences as learning opportunities to refine your approach and enhance your effectiveness. Q&A and next steps. 1. Time for questions and discussion. What are the most effective strategies for overcoming common objections in door-to-door sales? Discussion points. Techniques for addressing skepticism or resistance. Examples of objections frequently encountered and successful responses. Role of active listening and understanding and addressing objections. 2. How can sales representatives build trust quickly with potential customers during a door-to-door visit? Discussion points. Importance of first impressions and initial rapport building techniques. Effective ways to demonstrate credibility and reliability. Personalization strategies to connect with customers on a personal level. 3. What are the key elements of a compelling door-to-door sales pitch? Discussion points. Components of a successful pitch, including introduction, value proposition, and closing. Techniques for making the pitch engaging and relevant to the customer's needs. Importance of clarity and conciseness in the pitch. 4. How should sales representatives handle situations where the customer is not interested at all? Discussion points. Strategies for remaining professional and courteous despite rejection. Techniques for politely asking for feedback or a potential follow-up opportunity. Ways to learn from non-interested interactions to improve future pitches. 5. What are the best practices for scheduling and planning door-to-door visits? Discussion points. Methods for optimizing visit schedules based on customer availability and geographic location. Tools or software that can assist in planning and managing visit routes. Balancing visit frequency with customer convenience and effectiveness. 6. How can door-to-door sales campaigns effectively target and segment potential customers. Discussion points. Techniques for identifying high potential neighborhoods or demographics. Methods for gathering and using customer data to refine targeting strategies. Benefits of personalized approaches versus broad-based strategies. 7. What are the key legal and ethical considerations for door-to-door sales? Discussion points. Understanding and complying with local regulations and ordinances related to door-to-door sales. Importance of respecting customer privacy and providing clear information about data usage. Ethical sales practices, including honesty and transparency in communication. 8. How can sales representatives maintain motivation and persistence in challenging door-to-door campaigns? Discussion points. Techniques for managing rejection and maintaining a positive attitude. Importance of setting personal and team goals to stay motivated. Strategies for balancing high and low periods of sales activity. 9. What role does feedback play in improving door-to-door sales performance? Discussion points. Methods for collecting and analyzing feedback from customers and sales representatives. Ways to use feedback to refine sales techniques and improve overall strategy. Importance of continuous improvement and adapting based on feedback. 10. How can technology be leveraged to enhance the effectiveness of door-to-door sales campaigns? Discussion points. Tools and software that can support route optimization, customer relationship management, and performance tracking. Benefits of using mobile apps or digital tools for real-time data collection and analysis. Examples of successful integration of technology in door-to-door sales efforts. 2. Next steps for implementing door-to-door campaigns. 1. Planning and strategy development. Define objectives. Set clear objectives for the door-to-door campaign, such as sales targets, geographic reach, and customer engagement goals. Develop a strategy. Outline the overall strategy, including target areas, sales tactics, and promotional materials. Ensure alignment with your campaign objectives. 2. Preparation and training. Train sales representatives. Provide comprehensive training for sales representatives, covering product knowledge, sales techniques, and customer interaction skills. Prepare materials. Create and organize all necessary materials, such as sales scripts, brochures, and kits. Ensure representatives have everything they need for successful visits. 3. Launch and execution. Schedule visits. Plan and schedule visits based on optimal times and geographic efficiency. Use tools or software to manage and track visit schedules. Monitor progress. Track the progress of the campaign in real time, including metrics such as visit frequency, conversion rates, and customer feedback. 4. Review and adjust. Analyze performance. Regularly review campaign performance to assess what is working well and what needs improvement. Use metrics and feedback to make data-driven decisions. Adjust tactics. Make necessary adjustments to the campaign based on performance analysis. This could include refining the pitch, changing target areas, or altering follow-up strategies. 5. Post-campaign evaluation. Evaluate results. Conduct a thorough evaluation of the campaign's outcomes, including sales results, customer feedback, and overall effectiveness. Identify lessons learned. Analyze successes and challenges to identify key lessons learned. Use these insights to improve future door-to-door campaigns. 3. Additional resources and learning materials. 1. Books and guides. The Art of Selling by Zig Ziglar offers timeless sales techniques and strategies applicable to door-to-door sales. Spin Selling by Neil Rackham focuses on a consultative approach to sales, which can be particularly useful for door-to-door interactions. Sell with a Story by Paul Smith Provides insights into using storytelling to enhance sales pitches and build rapport. 2. Online courses and webinars. Coursera offers courses on sales techniques and customer engagement, such as sales training, building your sales career. Udemy provides practical courses on door-to-door sales and customer relationship management. LinkedIn Learning features courses on effective sales strategies and communication skills. 3. Industry associations and organizations. Sales Management Association offers resources, research, and best practices for sales management, including door-to-door sales strategies. American Marketing Association, or AMA, provides insights and resources on marketing and sales, including direct and door-to-door marketing. 4. Blogs, articles. Sales Hacker features articles and insights on modern sales techniques and strategies, including door-to-door sales tips. HubSpot Sales Blog offers practical advice and best practices for sales professionals, including door-to-door sales tactics and techniques. 5. Tools and software. CRM systems, e.g. Salesforce, HubSpot. Useful for managing customer interactions, tracking sales progress, and analyzing performance. Route optimization tools. Tools like Google Maps or specialized route planning software can help optimize visit schedules and reduce travel time. Thank you.